the best way to go about winning trophies in a Glory Hunter is to make sure you have the best possible players available to you at any given moment to do the winning of the trophies. And so far, we haven't done enough winning of the trophies in Germany and Italy and in Europe. So, thanks to your suggestions that have been added to the shortlist on top of those names that were already there in the last episode, we've isolated a handful of players that can come in, will improve us, and hopefully add to this trophy room. And to do that buying of the players to add to the trophy room, we have a sizable fund available. £307 million. Now we're looking for a number of players, as you well know. A new striker to start, 2 new central midfielders to start, and backup, right back and centre backs. So, we need to get the business done sooner rather than later. We might well have some left over at the end of the transfer window to save until January should we feel that we need to tinker a little bit more. But I'm hoping the deals that we get done in today's episode will be the ones that help us win everything this season. We've Leipzig to come and Werder Bremen as well as Hoffenheim, who of course were the side that beat us in the final of the DFB Pokal last season. So I'd like to beat Leipzig, I'd like to beat Hoffenheim, and we'll sim Werder Bremen in the meantime, as well as obviously getting our way through the rest of the pre-season tournament. It's been a good pre-season tournament so far, and hopefully that continues. It doesn't, never mind, on Alexandre Lacazette. Adds a third there to see us off. Right, well, I always like, rather than comfort eat when things go wrong, I like to comfort buy. So let's go and do some comfort buying in the transfer window, shall we? First port of call, defensive midfielder Ismail Benasser is the one that we've elected to go for. And you'll notice valued at 55. I bid 47. They said yes. Fantastic. That'll do me down to the ground. Thank you very much. 86 rated with a little bit of room to grow as well. Looking for not necessarily massively aging players, because obviously we want to ensure the majority of the players that we bring in will do the job and not continue to decline or start to decline by the end of their time with us. Of course, we're looking to probably move on from Borussia Dortmund at the end of this season elsewhere. He's willing to take a pay cut too, is he? He absolutely is. Fantastic. Ismail Benasser is in. That is signing 1 done. Now, only about 7,000 to go. Now, Ismail Benasser is going to need someone world-class to sit alongside him in the new midfield partnership. That someone is going to be Lucas Paqueta, my new box-to-box. We've bid £90.6 million and had that accepted. Little bit of negotiation here and there. They initially wanted Julian Brandt as part of the deal as well, but we're not interested in that, thank you very much. Julian stays, and hopefully Lucas will join. £115,000 a week is what he's currently on. Again, probably would be open to a wage cut coming from the Premier League to the Bundesliga, and I would expect that to be the case. So we'll offer him 90 grand plus a £600,000 signing on fee, and hopefully he will be in a position to accept, which indeed he is. Well, that is our new central midfield partnership. Signed, sealed, delivered, they're ours. Now I want to see how well they can work together before adding the striker to the mix. So I'm now going to head to that game against Leipzig and play it with Adeyemi up top at striker. And of course we've got the new 91 rated player on the left hand side as well, and Andy Robertson at left back. Let's see if Adeyemi, because there's some call for Adeyemi to stay as the number 1 striker, and I am indecisive, but leaning towards signing someone new. So let's see if Adeyemi can still do it. RB Leipzig's team with Galacci in goal this time around. Round taps over Constant and Angelino Thiago, and new signing Leon Goretzka at central midfield. Dominic Calvert-Lewin still leads the line, but he's an 88 rated Pulisic, an 88 rated Bernardo Silva, and an 89 rated Christopher Nkunku sat behind him. Decent, I think, is probably the word. They are really, really good, RB Leipzig, but they only finished second last season, and they weren't that much better than us. Over the course of 34 games, we very nearly finished above them, and with our improvements, and potentially improvements yet to come, we should, hopefully, be able to get the better of them. Albert on debut. That's why we signed him. Our new number 10 makes the scoreline read the same. 1-0. Hang on. 1-0. Robertson brought that down, but Nkunku gets away from him. Newly signed. Oh, okay. I thought I just outmuscled him and he just was too weak. Newly signed Chelsea man Christopher Nkunku, set to sign in the summer of 2023. Maybe that's something that we look to do in the Chelsea save we do later in the year. I think almost undoubtedly it'll be something that we do in the Chelsea save later in the year. Thiago Alcantara to deliver, and away well by Lucas Paqueta in a new club, in a new role, but certainly got the quality to do it. Andy Robertson forward to Schlotterbeck. I'll be honest, I thought that was Albert and could have played a better pass than that. Nico Schlotterbeck has grown again and is now 89 rated, and I am going to need some higher rated defenders, or these high rated defenders, to continue to grow if we're to be as solid as we want to be this season in defence. Gregor Kubel is also up to 89 rated so far this season, and proving it by making save after save in the opening 14 minutes. We might have taken an early lead, but there's still plenty of threat from opposition teams this season in the Bundesliga. We found that last year. We scored quite a few goals. We conceded quite a few goals as well. Now, obviously, the majority of that, you'd probably say, is down to me and my inability or lack of talent at the game, but such is the case sometimes. We can't all be incredible players. It's not like we're playing on semi-professional or anything. I am still on Ultimate, and I still like the challenge of that. And we've proven in our second season at Juventus that despite the difficulties that I might have, we can still prove to be successful, provided I have the right players available to me. And we hope that we've made those correct signings already. Into Andy Robertson. Expect excellence in possession from Andy Robertson this season. I'm sure we'll get it. And Angelino trying to get away from the back line here. They've got 3 quality left backs, RB Leipzig, but no right backs. So I've had to line up a left back for them at right back, but Angelino is the one with the strongest weak foot, so he got the nod. They've Angelino, they've Raum, and they've also Owen Wijndal in their lineup as well. Sorry, in their squad. He's actually dropped to the bench. That nearly arrowed right into the bottom corner. Would have been fantastic if it had done, but no second goal for us yet. Well in, Ismail looking for the newbie again, and Albert is in behind, and for a second time buries it. We might just have a new fan favourite here at Signal Iduna Park. Our number 10 makes it 2-0. Jeremy, let's go, Ale! Sula down the line, picked off by the left back. Raum finds Bernardo Silva, who only found Nicolas Sula. Weston McKennie picks up the loose ball. You'll notice quite evidently and obviously how Leipzig are doing their pressing thing again, and how it's been working against them defensively. But going forward are still very dangerous. Here is Nkunku. Andy Robertson. Never got that from Nuno Mendes. Surprised by the indifference into the Nuno Mendes sale, to be completely honest. I didn't enjoy using him, which was the key decision behind moving Nuno Mendes on. Just because he's quick at fullback doesn't mean he's actually any good. I did not enjoy using Nuno Mendes at all at left back, really. And occasionally you do get a player like that, that even though they might have all of the stats that you think would ensure that they were a worldie, just doesn't necessarily click with you as a player and as a user. And unfortunately for Nuno, he was one of those players for me at left back. Oh, that was a bit aggressive and a bit unnecessary. That was a bit of a poor ball from Bellini as well. We could have been in for a third to absolutely seal it. Robin Lenormand is in at Manchester City. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is in behind here at Dortmund. And, well, that was not Dominic Calvert-Lewin-esque, if I'm completely honest. Particularly capable striker. In real life, that has absolutely fluffed his lines there. Wirtz out to Albert. Slightly overrun, but I get a little bit lucky. And here's Lucas Paqueta. Oh, it's beautifully done by Paqueta as well. And Bellini! Off the top of the bar and over the top of the bar. Goetzka. Shoved off it by Ismail Benasser. Look at the run there by Adeyemi. It's a poor ball, unfortunately, from the Algerian. And here's Calvert-Lewin for Leipzig again. But Paqueta stands firm. Really well done by Lucas. Both he and Benasser have made an evident, visible impact on this game and in this team already. I am particularly impressed by the defensive nature of both players and the fact that Lucas Paqueta in particular can have an impact offensively as well. Means that we should be very well set in that midfield now with Florian Wirtz in there too, sat just in front of the two of them. Gladbach have scored a second away from home against Stuttgart. We're trying to ensure that we keep a clean sheet in this one here at home. And fingers crossed we will be able to do so. Bellini will play the 1-2 with Adeyemi. The thing with Adeyemi is that, yes, he got loads of goals last year. But without knowing or double-checking off the top of my head, my brain tells me that Adeyemi scored those goals against lesser opposition. And that when it mattered, when I needed that goal scorer in the games against the big sides, Adeyemi didn't step up. I'd have to go back and check footage and check results and check goal scorers, but I'm pretty sure Adeyemi didn't do it in the big moments, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that big moments striker that when the time comes, when the opportunity arrives, will bury it, will be clinical. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm not sure Adeyemi offers us that as often as we perhaps need to ensure that we can be as consistent as we need to be in every competition to win multiple trophies this season. Final whistle sounds around Signal Iduna Park, and that's a very nice way to start the season. A clean sheet for the two new central midfield partnership. And goals for new man in attack as well. Jeremy Albert settled in rather quickly, didn't he? Rather quickly indeed, in fact. We'll very much take that. Not sure how Bayern Munich got on this weekend, but judging by those results there, we should be very near, if not at, the top of the table after the first match of the weekend. Ismail Benasser was fantastic. I don't know why they're questioning him, saying he was a bit of a letdown. Absolutely not. It was rock solid in the midfield. Lucas Paqueta was exactly the same. They were both really, really good. I think it's a bit harsh to imply that they weren't. I couldn't have asked for more from Albert today, absolutely. I'm surprised his morale is as low as it is. I have to look into that and see why it is where it is. But we are not top of the table. My former team, FC Köln, are top of the table after one matchday fixture. Congratulations to them. Let's dethrone them, shall we? Werder Bremen on the way next. I'm beginning to think that Jurgen Klopp doesn't like me. We've tried to negotiate with him in the past, and he was just like, no. I just went to try and buy Diogo Jota, valued at 87 million. I offered 98, 11 million above valuation, and he left the room. Just straight up, you're offending me, bye. What, mate? Are you sure? Diogo Jota is quality. With finishing of 89, excellent ball control, excellent dribbling. Physically, he's exceptional, and he always turns up for Liverpool in big moments, and I was hoping he'd do the same for me. But it doesn't look like we're going to get the opportunity to test that theory. So my backup option, so to speak, is actually Matheus Cunha at Napoli. In real life, he's at Atletico Madrid. Looks like he might be moving to Wolves, IRL. I'd like to think that Dortmund is a bit of a step up from that. So let's try and get this one done instead. It's a cheaper deal. He's lower rated, but I think will make the difference. He's got clinical finishing at 90 as well. So Matheus Cunha certainly could be the man that we can call upon in the key moments. I'll bid 73. And well, they want Enzo Fernandez. I don't think so, mate, to be completely honest. How about 81? You should just accept that. And indeed they have. Grazie, Napoli, grazie. Matheus Cunha, what's he currently on a week? £91,000. There's not too much between the financial situations of Bundesliga clubs and Italian clubs. My brain, I wouldn't have thought. The Bundesliga clubs, German clubs in general, are run very, very well. But I would imagine that clubs of similar size in Italy and similar size in Germany pay a similar level in wages. Again, willing to take a bit of a wage cut to come to us, but that was with a sizable sign-on bonus of £2+ million, which I don't really want to pay. However, they will be happy enough to sign for £85,000 a week. So it's less than Jota, not my number one target, but I think Matheus Cunha is going to do the business. He's slightly taller, actually, than Diogo Jota by a couple of inches, and Adeyemi in that sense as well. And he should have everything that we've been missing in the big games up top. Matheus, do the business, please. Our new number 18. The next game for us is Werder Bremen away, being played at the Verninvest Weserstadion. Now, this is a game that I, with that starting lineup, should surely be comfortable enough to sim and win. A sim and draw. Marmouche gave them a 7th minute lead. Paqueta then equalised just before half-time, and we equalised again just 2 minutes after they went 2-1 up. You can see from the stats that we dominated play. Unsure as to why we don't win games like that. If you have any advice for me for simulated games in the comment section, then do let me know. It might be a case of quite simply playing every single game, but I do fear that that would basically take too much time to get through a season, and everybody would rather quickly lose interest. So I am still wanting to sim games, which is the reason why we went to the whole month per episode format for the videos. But something I think needs tweaking for simulated games, and if you guys have the expertise that I clearly am seemingly lacking, then do let me know. Stanek in goal for Hoffenheim this time around. They have sold Baumann, the man that is majorly responsible for us not winning the Pokal last season. That's the Cristiano Ronaldo regen. Ramos up top alongside Kolo Muani as well. So I am intrigued to see how good he is. Physically, he was outrageous. Technically, not the finished article yet. Let's go and see just how close to the finished article he may well be. And also give Matheus Cunha a run out as well. Nice tackle, but it's fallen free to Prömel. Through to Shaparenko. Onward to Biraki. McKennie in the way. Weston McKennie grown now to 86. We're getting some more growth throughout the rest of the squad as well. I've had a massive bid actually come in that you haven't seen for Bellini. I'm not going to accept. It was 130 something million pounds. Oh, Matheus Cunha! Yes! Well, I think I like him already. 130 plus million pounds for Bellini, bid from Newcastle. But he's not going to be playing in black and white stripes again, thank you very much. At least not yet, anyway. He's staying here in yellow and black stripes. And arriving just when you need him, Matheus Cunha gives us a 1-0 lead. If only I could have had him last year, maybe we'd have won the cup final. Goodbye. Absolutely flattened Shaparenko there. That was brilliant. Matheus Cunha here waiting with me, and that's a lovely ball through to Weston McKennie, who was onside. Bellini just kind of gave up, frustratingly. Oh, he's nearly there. And, well, I didn't press lob shot, but for some reason Albert tried to lift it over. I think he just couldn't quite get his foot high enough, quickly enough to find a shot that kept the ball low. The opportunity to make it 2 in the 16th minute, unfortunately, hasn't gone our way, but certainly just as Paqueta and Benacer slotted straight in and performed on debut, it appears Matheus Cunha is going to be a similar sort of player. Bellini flattens the man in the middle, and Biraghi gets himself back to his feet well enough to stop the cross. Florian Wirtz is now up to 91 rated as well. Another player grown in this save. Right, Lucas Paqueta from the edge of the box. Oof. Was headed towards the back of the net, but Stanek says no. Ramos. Back to Al-Mazrati. Colomwani through the gap nicely to Premel. Calvert-Lewin, they called him. Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Love that. Obviously, it's not Calvert-Lewin, but they pronounced it in a German way, which is odd, actually, considering, like, we pronounce Florian Wirtz. We wouldn't say Florian Wirtz, but they've said Calvert-Lewin rather than Calvert-Lewin. You'd like to think that just as we, or certainly I on this channel, try and get pronunciations correct, that they do something similar in commentary. That's a brilliant bloody goal. Hoffenheim make it 1-1. And of course, it had to be that Cristiano Ronaldo regen. Ramos arriving at the right time, just as Matheus Cunha did, to turn that home. Man on the edge of the box, on his own there, the number 11, and then across. Or Niklas Sula's doing. He decided he wanted to go the other way. Well done, Ches. That's 1-1, and Hoffenheim are turning into a bit of a bogey team, it seems. Albert inside to Ismail Benacer. Cunha with the 1-2. Benacer, Paqueta, Wirtz. Paqueta, you going to make me the run, please, Mateus? No, he's just going to stand there, but that's fine. Now he makes the run. Here's Albert. And Wirtz on the edge of the box. Albert went again. Albert's in the box. Get out! Jeremy Albert is pretty bloody good. Who knew? A 92 rated player smashed home. Pass, move, ride a challenge, accelerate away, slam it home, son. Let's go. We lead again at home against Hoffenheim. Keeping it stand a bloody chance. Schlotterbeck, Sula, Wirtz, quickly by Bellini to McKennie. You can see the run of Wirtz inside. It's a case of whether I can find him or not. You're damn right I can. And Matheus Cunha. Wow. I don't know whether that was that accurate a finish or I just came really close to screwing it up. But bogey team, bollocks. 3-1. Forward to Matheus Cunha. He's ridden a challenge well there as well. Now Bellini. Oh, Biraghi's got just enough pace. It's not very often someone keeps up with Barini. I nearly said there. Bellini. Certainly not Barini. Keeper. Oh, took his time in coming and doesn't get there. Ramos turns it home. It's 3-2. Well, I thought he was just going to come, so I didn't call him. Then he didn't come, so I called him, and he didn't get there in time. So it quite needs quite such a fancy replay. He's just scuffed it through the keeper's legs from point-blank range in front of him and brought Hoffenheim back into the game at 3-2 again. Bogey team. Bollocks? Maybe. Colomwani. Schlotterbeck. Nico Schlotterbeck. Sometimes, doesn't matter how many people you bring into a club, it's those gods that are already there that can grow and make the difference. Nico Schlotterbeck, only a new Dortmund player this season in real life, but he has been superb for us in this save and proving once again why he is an incredible player to have at the club. Bogey team. 3-3. Well, I scored 2 goals in quick succession. And they scored 2 goals in quick succession. I don't like playing Hoffenheim. I think we can well and truly presume that moving forward. Sadness. Unbelievable. Classic, but I guess potentially actually believable. Bellini's completed his development schedule. He is now 89 rated and actually potentially not yet peaked either. Woohoo! We'll have another 90 rated player before the end of the season. Spurs would like Adeyemi. Get out of it. Not a chance. Just so annoyed at myself for conceding. That third goal. Right. Well, I don't comfort eat, I comfort buy, as they say. And so, let's go and do some more buying, shall we? I need a backup centre-back and right-back, and Nordi Mukiele is available at value, if not less so, and does both in one go. Yes, please, Nordi, would you like to come and play for me, pal? That would leave us some money. Ooh, no. That would leave us some money for the January transfer window as well, if we can get this deal over the line. Hopefully they'll accept something less than 30, and indeed they do. Why they asked for a £34 million player plus cash and then accepted a less than £30 million bid, I'm not sure. Perhaps they were being a little bit cheeky there, PSG. Well, financial fair play. Try and get him to sign rotation, actually, which he will do. Thank you, Nordi. Good lad. And, of course, a player face 2, which is fantastic. You guys, I know, like to have players in your teams that have genuine faces rather than just the bog standard default ones. 60 grand a week, pal. That's a reasonable offer. Thank you, Mr. Mukiele's agent. Final signing, at least for now, done and dusted. £27.260 million for a player that is that good. I think, well, that good in 2 positions as well. I don't think we could have done better, really, to be completely honest. Nordi Mukiele obviously will only be a squad player, but he fits the bill beautifully. I'll leave him out for now, out of the bench now. Sosa has a 5-star weak foot, so he certainly can come on and do a job at right back as well, should we need him to, in between, or throughout the course of a game, but of course in between games when we have extra fixtures, I'm going to need the numbers. Champions League group has been drawn. Liverpool, lovely, Hajduk Split and Monaco. That's not necessarily that straightforward a group, he says begrudgingly, gulping at the thought. Right then, transfer deadline day. So far, Nicolas Seiwald, Jordan Tezzi and Ben Godfrey, the biggest deals on the day. Biggest deals in the window all told. We will find out in due course. Jacob Ramsey for £50.4 million has been sold. Saw someone going to Juventus too. It's Luca Hernandez. £60.4 million. Jose Maria Jimenez has moved to Chelsea as well. So some big deals going through in just the first hour. Nothing in hour 2. However, Barcelona are intrigued about Bellini. £130 million. Bugger off. You're not having him. He stays. He's our wonder kid. Well, that's why they signed Luca Hernandez, because they were selling David Alaba. I used him in midfield. I imagine the next manager used him in defence, considering I didn't actually change his overall position. Ansgar Nauf is a player that I keep seeing, have never used, nobody ever suggests, and I don't know anything about him. Have you guys used him? Is he a player that could be utilised in a different save at some point when we're doing more of a Road to Glory? Do let me know. I have got plans for a Road to Glory at the end of the FIFA year this year, rather than the usual recently promoted Premier League side. Gonzalo Inacio has gone to Arsenal from AC Milan. That's now the second biggest deal of transfer deadline day so far. Matthias Svanberg has left Wolfsburg, which is good news for us because he was good for them. I'm going to say no, Juventus, you are not having Niklas Süle. Thank you very much. Marcus Holmgren Pedersen has gone to Liverpool. We'll play against him in the Champions League, of course, moving forward this season. Obviously, we've been involved in a couple of the biggest deals of the window all told, but nothing on deadline day really that is that shocking. Boubacar Kamara, now the biggest deal on deadline day, £67.9 million, moving within the Premier League from Aston Villa to Leicester City. Not that distant a move whatsoever. Probably doesn't even need to sell his house there, Boubacar Kamara, to make that change. Right then, let's see what the biggest deals were all told for the entirety of the window. I'm happy with our business, to be honest. Not necessarily happy with my use of that business, but as in on the field, but certainly there is going to be the opportunity to improve results, absolutely, and we should have seen through that 3-1 lead against Hoffenheim. That's my fault, not their fault. The 2-2 draw against Werder Bremen was annoying as well, but it is what it is. We still will be improving throughout the course of the year. Apparently I can't look at my squad, and now I can. What I do want to do, actually, though, is look at the standings in the Bundesliga. Where do we sit? 5th after 3 games. Bayern Munich, 3 wins from 3. Mönchengladbach, 3 wins from 3. We're still undefeated, so I'm not going to complain too much. Hopefully, we can concede less goals moving forward. Right. Transfer history. Biggest deals in this window, in this save, this season. Top 2, me. Joško Vardiol has moved within Spain, £90.1 million for the 85 rated 23-year-old. Harvey Barnes, that's me. Conor Gallagher, he's 86 rated now. £84.4 million to Barcelona. Declan Rice to Inter, we've seen that before. Mateus Cunha, me. Emil Smith-Rowe from PSG to Valencia. Harry Kane has moved to Atletico Madrid. I am surprised at that. Konate back at Liverpool now. Okay, we'll play against him. Ousmane Dembele was on my shortlist. He's gone to Manchester City. Kamara we saw. Sangare, he was on my shortlist as well. He went to Newcastle. Ben White to Barcelona. Kudus to Leipzig, although he didn't play against us today. Lenormand to Manchester City. We saw 86 rated Robin Lenormand. I didn't know he grew that well. I will be honest. Luca Hernandez we saw. Juan Foyt, another man that was on our shortlist as a potential right-back and centre-back squad player. £60.4 million, 84 rated. I think that deal highlights just how good a deal we got for Nordi Mukiele. To be completely honest, less than half the price. Not Josip Ilicic, it's Ivan Ilic to Fiorentina. Wilfred Ndidi to Man United from Inter. Well, that's why Declan Rice has gone there. Then Gonçalo Ramos. Yeah, I thought in my head, I'm sure they had Gonçalo Ramos up top before Hoffenheim, and now they replaced him with the other Ramos, but I couldn't remember whether I was thinking of my player on the second channel, where Gonçalo Ramos was playing in blue for Getafe, or whether I remembered him playing in blue for Hoffenheim. In actual fact, I remembered him playing both in blue. Now he's still playing in blue, just for Napoli instead. Hamed Traore has gone to Atalanta. Inacio we saw. Evan Nielsen to Real Madrid. That's an intriguing one. Doniel Marlon to Spurs. Jesus Ferreira. That's an intriguing one. I want to see what he's rated at. Abel Ruiz has come to Liverpool from PSG, so we'll play against him this year. Fabinho, however, we will not be playing against. He's gone to West Ham. Marcos Llorente to Roma. James Maddison to AC Milan. I've just brought James Maddison into the squad for England, albeit I'm just going to sim my way through the international friendlies, waiting for the World Cup in the summer. Vencedor to Arsenal. Diop to Spurs. Any other big ones in here? Houssam Aouar, obviously me. Jacob Ramsey to Valencia. Ramsey was so good for me when we used him last year on FIFA 22. Pedro Neto to Juventus. My former team are doing quite a bit of business, it seems. Virgil sold. Still 88 rated. Sold to Roma for 47 million. That should make Liverpool weaker defensively, we hope. Diogo Dalot has left Real Madrid as well to go to PSG. Some really intriguing deals in there. Casemiro has now gone to Inter Milan as well. So they've got Casemiro and Declan Rice as new signings there, Inter. Well, you know our European group. That's going to be intriguing. Difficult, certainly, but progressible also assuredly. FC Köln, Liverpool, St. Pauli, Stuttgart and Hajduk Split coming up for you tomorrow. Join me then. Liverpool versus Dortmund is always a very good tie. And of course, we've had our runnings in with Jurgen Klopp in the transfer window this window. I might now enjoy running head-to-head against him on the pitch as well. Let's see what we can do. I'll see you for that episode tomorrow. Do drop the video a like if you've enjoyed, of course, as ever. I'd appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more of this save. And I'll see you tomorrow for more.